What is up, everybody? JT Dangerous here once again. I am back to do my Week 5 college football predictions. Now, with Week 4 in the books, we are now into Week 5 of the college football season, and it only gets tougher from here. So I'm very excited to do my Week 5 predictions for you guys, and I hope you guys do enjoy. Now, our record coming into Week 5 after a not too bad Week 4, we went 6-4. So we're starting a winning streak, and I'm looking to keep it that way. So hopefully in this video, we will continue the winning ways. We're on a 2-week winning streak. Hopefully in this video, we make it 3 weeks. Hopefully. Now, this is the second video in a combined 6-video day on the channel today and this week, guys. So I hope you guys will be able to watch all of these videos. Always show your support on the channel by watching these videos, super kicking those like buttons, hitting that notification bell, and commenting your picks, your opinions, and representing your college football teams in the comment sections down below. Now, if this is your first time watching my channel today, as a first-time viewer, and this is your first video, boy, big to go in if you're a huge fan of college football like myself, and you're ready for Week 5 of the college football season. Welcome to the Dangerous Alliance. I'm JT Dangerously. Welcome to the club, because this club is just two. Whoop, whoop. Again, thank you guys so very much. Now, other than that, let's get right into these Week 5 college football predictions. Starting off on Friday night with a Big Ten East rivalry showdown between the Penn State Nittany Lions heading to Maryland to face the Maryland Terrapins. Now, this is the 43rd meeting between Penn State and Maryland. Penn State leads the all-time series 39-2-1. Now, the Nittany Lions have won the last 4 meetings against the Terrapins, and the Terps are looking to defeat the Nittany Lions for the first time since 2014. Now, both teams are coming off byes in Week 4. Penn State's coming in undefeated at 3-0, and Maryland's coming in at 2-1. And both teams are looking to come off a bye with a big victory here on Friday night in the Big Ten Conference. So coming from me in this Big Ten East rivalry showdown on Friday night, I'm going to go with the Penn State Nittany Lions to get it done on the road, remain undefeated, and defeat the Maryland Terrapins in a close one. And now the next matchup. It is a Pac-12 South rivalry showdown between the Arizona State Sun Devils heading to Berkeley to face the Cal Golden Bears. Now, this is the 34th meeting between Arizona State and Cal. The Golden Bears lead the series 17-16, so it's a close rivalry. The Sun Devils won the last meeting all the way back in 2016, and the Golden Bears are looking to defeat the Sun Devils for the first time since 2015. Now, both teams are coming off very different Week 4s. Arizona State's coming off their loss to Colorado on Saturday. They're coming in at 3-1. And Cal's coming off their big victory over Ole Miss on Saturday, coming in undefeated at 4-0. So coming from me in this Pac-12 South rivalry showdown on Friday night, who would have thought Cal would be 4-0 coming into Week 5? That is a shock to me. I didn't expect Cal to be 4-0 in Week 5. So coming from me, I'm going to go with the Cal Golden Bears to continue the winning ways and remain undefeated and defeat the Arizona State Sun Devils in a really close one. And now the next matchup. It is an ACC Coastal rivalry showdown between the Duke Blue Devils heading to Lane Stadium to face the Virginia Tech Hokies. Now, this is the 27th meeting between Duke and Virginia Tech. The Hokies lead the all-time series 17-9. Now, the Hokies have won the last 3 meetings against the Blue Devils, and the Blue Devils are looking to defeat the Hokies for the first time since 2015. Now, both teams are coming off byes in Week 4. Both teams are coming in 2-1, and both teams are looking to come off this bye week with a big victory in the ACC Coastal Division. So coming from me in this ACC Coastal rivalry showdown on Friday night, ooh, this one's tricky because Virginia Tech plays very good at home. But coming from me, I'm going to go with an upset. I may get this one wrong, but I'm going to go with the Duke Blue Devils to get a big victory on the road and defeat the Virginia Tech Hokies in a really close one. And now the next matchup. It is a MAC West rivalry showdown, and it is the battle for the victory cannon between the Central Michigan Chippewas heading to Western Michigan to face the Western Michigan Broncos. Now, this is the 90th meeting between Central Michigan and Western Michigan. Western Michigan leads the all-time series 49-38-2. Now, the Broncos won the meeting last year, and the Chippewas are looking to defeat the Broncos for the first time since 2017. Now, both teams are coming off losses in Week 4. Both teams are coming in 2-2, and both teams are looking to rebound and bounce back here. So coming from me in this MAC West rivalry showdown and the battle for the victory cannon, I'm going to go with the Western Michigan Broncos to get it done at home and defeat the Central Michigan Chippewas. And now the next matchup. It is a Big 12 rivalry showdown between the Texas Tech Red Raiders heading to Norman to face my Oklahoma Sooners. Now, this is the 27th meeting between Texas Tech and Oklahoma. Oklahoma leads the old-time series 20-6. Now, the Sooners have won the last 7 meetings against Texas Tech, dating all the way back to 2012, and the Red Raiders are looking to defeat my Sooners for the first time since 2011. Now, both teams are coming off byes in Week 4. Texas Tech is coming in at 2-1. My Sooners coming in undefeated at 3-0. So both teams are looking to come off a bye with a big victory here in the Big 12 Conference. So coming from me in this Big 12 rivalry showdown, this one's going to be a shootout. These two don't disappoint. But when it comes to the Big 12, it's all about offense and no defense. And I can see this game being very close all the way up to the third and fourth quarter. But coming from me, I'm going to go with Jalen Hurns and my Oklahoma Sooners to get it done at home and remain undefeated and defeat the Texas Tech Red Raiders in an offensive shootout. And now the next matchup. It is an SEC West rivalry showdown between the Ole Miss Rebels heading to Tuscaloosa to face the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now this is the 28th meeting between Ole Miss and Alabama. Alabama leads the old-time series 19-8. Now Bama has won the last 11 meetings against Ole Miss dating all the way back to 2007, and the Rebels are looking to defeat the Crimson Tide for the first time since 2006. Now, both teams are coming out very different Week 4s. Ole Miss is coming off their loss to Cal on Saturday, coming in at 2-2. And Bama's coming out their big victory over Southern Mississippi on Saturday, coming in undefeated at 4-0. So coming from me in this SEC West rivalry showdown, this is either going to be a close game or it's going to be a blowout. And I'm sensing a blowout because I don't see any team other than Georgia, Auburn, or LSU that are going to beat Alabama this season. So coming from me, I'm going to go with Tua and the Alabama Crimson Tide to get it done at home, remain undefeated, and defeat the Ole Miss Rebels in a blowout. Roll Tide! And now the next matchup. It is a Pac-12 rivalry showdown between the USC Trojans heading to Washington to face the Washington Huskies. Now this is the 85th meeting between USC and Washington. The Trojans lead the old-time series 51-29-4. Now the Trojans beat the Huskies all the way back in 2016 in their last meeting, and the Huskies are looking to defeat the Trojans for the first time since 2015. Now both teams are coming off big victories in Week 4. Both teams are coming in at 3-1, and both teams need a big win here in the Pac-12 division. So, coming from me in this Pac-12 rivalry showdown, man, this one's going to be good. These two don't disappoint. But coming from me, I'm going to go with Jacob Easton and the Washington Huskies to get it done at home and defeat the USC Trojans in a close shootout. And now the next matchup. It is an SEC West rivalry showdown between the Mississippi State Bulldogs heading to Jordan-Hare to face the Auburn Tigers. Now this is the 93rd meeting between Mississippi State and Auburn. Auburn leads the old-time series 63-27-2. Now the Bulldogs won the last meeting last year, and the Tigers are looking to defeat the Bulldogs for the first time since 2017. Now, both teams are coming off big victories in Week 4 in the SEC. Mississippi State's coming off their big victory over Kentucky on Saturday. They're coming in at 3-1. And Auburn's coming off their big road victory over Texas A&M on Saturday, coming in undefeated at 4-0. So coming from me in this SEC West rivalry showdown, this one's going to be a good one. But coming from me, I'm going to go with Bo Nix because Bo knows and the Auburn Tigers to get it done at home and remain undefeated and defeat the Mississippi State Bulldogs. War Eagle! And now the next matchup. It is another Pac-12 rivalry showdown between the Washington State Cougars heading to Utah to face the Utah Utes. Now this is only the 17th meeting between Utah and Washington State. Washington State leads the series 9-7. Now, the Cougars have won the last 4 meetings against the Utes, and the Utes are looking to defeat the Cougars for the first time since 2012. Now, both teams are coming off losses in Week 4. Both teams are coming in at 3-1, and both teams are looking to rebound and bounce back. But I think the team that needs to rebound the most is Washington State. If you guys did not get to check out the Washington State UCLA game on Saturday night going into Sunday morning, it was crazy with the score of 67-63 to UCLA, and Washington State blew a 32-point lead against a winless UCLA Bruins team in that game. And the fact that their quarterback, Anthony Gordon, had 9 touchdowns. How do you lose a game when your quarterback scores 9 touchdowns? That was the biggest shock for a team that that was up 32 points, and they couldn't get the job done. And their quarterback put up 9 touchdowns and nearly 600 yards of total yards. That's crazy. So Washington State definitely needs to rebound the most in this matchup. So coming from me in this Pac-12 rivalry showdown, man, the Utes let me down against the Trojans on Friday, that's for sure. And Washington State hasn't let me down yet this season. So coming from me, it's going to be hard for me to pick against Washington State after Anthony Gordon's 9 touchdowns. I'm sorry. So coming from me, I may get this one wrong, but I'm going to take Anthony Gordon and the Washington State Cougars to rebound and bounce back on the road and defeat the Utah Utes in a close shootout. And now the next matchup, it is the Virginia Cavaliers heading to South Bend to face the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Now this is only the 3rd meeting between Virginia and Notre Dame. The Irish have won both meetings back in 1989 and 2015, and the Cavaliers are looking to defeat the Irish for the first time ever. Now both teams are coming out very different week 4s. Virginia's coming off their big victory over Old Dominion on Saturday, coming in undefeated at 4-0. And the Irish are coming off their heartbreaking loss on the road to Georgia on Saturday night. They're coming in at 2-1. So coming from me in this showdown, man, Virginia is real hot right now. And being in the same division with Virginia Tech and Duke and Miami, Virginia and Pittsburgh, Virginia is looking to continue their dominance, and they're looking to be a threat in the ACC Coastal Division. But coming from me, I'm going to go with Ian Book and the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame to rebound and bounce back at home and defeat the Virginia Cavaliers in a really close one. And now the next matchup. It is an SEC West rivalry showdown between the Texas A&M Aggies heading to Arkansas to face the Arkansas Razorbacks. Now this is the 76th meeting between Texas A&M and Arkansas. Arkansas leads the all-time series 41-31-3. Now the Aggies have won the last 7 meetings against the Razorbacks, and the Hogs are looking to defeat the Aggies for the first time since 2011. Now both teams are coming off losses in week 4. Both teams are coming in 2-2, and both teams are looking to rebound and bounce back here in a very interesting SEC West division. So coming from me in this SEC West rivalry showdown, man, Texas A&M definitely let me down against Auburn last week. But coming from me, I'm going to go with Kelly Maude and the Texas A&M Aggies to rebound and bounce back this week and defeat the Arkansas Razorbacks. And now the next matchup. It is an SEC East rivalry showdown between the Kentucky Wildcats heading to Columbia, South Carolina to face the South Carolina Gamecocks. Now this is the 31st meeting between Kentucky and South Carolina. The Gamecocks lead the all-time series 17-12-1. Now the Wildcats have won the last 5 meetings against the Gamecocks, and the Gamecocks are looking to defeat the Wildcats for the first time since 2013. Now both teams are coming off losses in week 4 against SEC rivals. Kentucky losing to Mississippi State on Saturday, coming in at 2-2, and South Carolina losing to Kelly Bryant's Missouri Tigers on Saturday, coming in at 1-3. So coming from me in this SEC East rivalry showdown, I'm going to go with the Kentucky Wildcats to rebound and bounce back on the road and defeat the South Carolina Gamecocks. And now the next matchup. It is a Big Ten West rivalry showdown between the Northwestern Wildcats heading to Madison to face the Wisconsin Badgers. Now this is the 101st meeting between Northwestern and Wisconsin. Wisconsin leads the all-time series 59-36-5. Now the Wildcats won last year's meeting, and the Badgers are looking to defeat the Wildcats for the first time since 2017. Now both teams are coming off very different week 4s. Northwestern's coming off their loss to Michigan State on Saturday. They're coming in at 1-2, and Wisconsin's coming off their big victory over Michigan on Saturday, coming in undefeated at 3-0. Now the big question is, can Northwestern stop the offensive juggernaut of Jonathan Taylor? We saw Michigan couldn't stop him. He put up 2 touchdowns and nearly 200 yards on the ground. So it's now Northwestern's turn to see if they can stop the unstoppable Jonathan Taylor. So coming from me in this Big Ten West rivalry showdown, I don't know if anybody's going to be stopping Jonathan Taylor in Wisconsin this season. Maybe Ohio State, maybe Iowa, but coming from me, I'm taking Jonathan Taylor and the Wisconsin Badgers to get it done at home, remain undefeated, and defeat the Northwestern Wildcats. And now the final game in Week 5, in which College Game Day will be at this game this weekend. It is a Big Ten rivalry showdown between the Ohio State Buckeyes heading to Lincoln to face the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Now this is only the 8th meeting between Ohio State and Nebraska. The Buckeyes lead the all-time series 6-1. Now the Buckeyes have won the last 4 meetings against Nebraska, and the Cornhuskers are looking to defeat the Buckeyes for the first time since 2011. Now both teams are coming off big victories in Week 4. The Buckeyes coming off their blowout victory over Miami of Ohio on Saturday, coming in at 4-0, perfect. And Nebraska coming off their come-from-behind victory over the Fighting Illini in Illinois on Saturday, coming in at 3-1. Now, this game is definitely big for Scott Frost. In his second year in Nebraska, he's definitely got this team back where it is. But if they can beat Ohio State here, Nebraska is definitely going to be back. But this will not be an easy game for Scott Frost in his second year in Lincoln. So coming from me in this Big Ten rivalry showdown in the final game in Week 5. Oh, man. The Big Ten Conference this year, you got so many intriguing stories. Iowa's undefeated. Michigan's looking for an identity. Wisconsin's rolling. This one's going to be a tricky pick, but I think me and Lee Corso are going to be right with headgears this week. So I'm going to take the Ohio State Buckeyes to get it done on the road and remain undefeated and defeat the Nebraska Cornhuskers. OHIO. And those are my Week 5 college football predictions. Now, I want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today. Comment below. Who do you have winning in Week 5? Let me know who you got. Do you see any big-time upsets happening? And as always, represent your college football teams in the comment section. Let's have a conversation about them. Of course, I'm always on to see your comment. Like it, and of course, reply right back to you, because comments are absolutely always welcome on this channel. Now, I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today. Now, before you guys go, you guys can never forget to do this. That like button, comment, share with friends, score, super kick! That like button like only you guys can. Of course, you guys can never forget to do this as well. That subscribe button, become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance, and I will see you guys later tonight for my Week 4 NFL predictions. Later days, guys, and peace.